Ryan Garcia accepts Floyd Mayweather's offer to fight Gervonta Davis at 135. What's up, y'all? This is crazy news. So, according to sources and according to quotes, as a matter of fact, Ryan Garcia even offered Floyd the smoke. Even said he would fight him, which is ridiculous, but that's literally what he said via Twitter. He was like, "It's any weight, any time, any place. There's your answer, Floyd. Oh yeah, you can get it too if you want. Let's hear the excuse now." Responding on Twitter and threatening to fight does not show me that you're officially gonna do this fight or not. It's really not the case. When Ryan Garcia has yet to be a man of his word, maybe knocking out his opponents that he said he would knock out, but Ryan Garcia has yet to truly be a man of his word. He said he wanted to fight Devin Haney, Tank, everyone before, and he still didn't do that. So should we trust him now? I don't know about that, to be honest. I really don't know. It's a valid offer. Floyd may put the fight on the mat, but if contracts get signed and everything gets exchanged, you can't be so sure. And as for Tank Davis, I'm sure he'd fight Ryan Garcia. Compared to other situations, I feel as though Tank would be taken advantage of. I feel like Ryan Garcia would be taken advantage of when it comes to Floyd Mayweather's management of Tank. I think Floyd would probably be pretty damn confident in Tank of beating Ryan Garcia. I mean, looking at how Ryan Garcia got dropped by Luke Campbell, I wouldn't be surprised too. That was not a flash knockdown either. That wasn't. We all know what happened when he stepped up in competition. We all know what happened. He got dropped, right? He didn't get dropped by Fortuna, which is great. He got hit with some right hands, left hand. He got hit with all types of punches, but he didn't get dropped. He got stumbled a little bit before by a surprising punch in one of the rounds, but aside from that, nothing really struck him and caught him off guard, basically. Ryan Garcia is offering everyone smoke, but is not fighting anyone, really. It's really not claiming you can get it too. You gonna fight Floyd? Who are you gonna fight, Floyd or Gervonta Davis? Are you gonna fight Floyd first, or are you gonna fight Davis? Are you trying to fight Floyd for his 50-0 record in a pro boxing match? You shouldn't be doing that. Recently looking at a boxing scene article, Gervonta Davis says, "Garcia is not a man of his word. Fight is possible. I'll stay quiet till the deal's done." And in quote, Davis explains the reason why he hasn't been responding too much on Twitter to Ryan Garcia and listening to his stuff. "I haven't been going back and forth with Ryan because we all know he's not a man of his word, but I do know it's a possibility of the fight happening. So I'd rather stay quiet till the deal is locked. Nothing means anything right now," Davis wrote on social media. Yeah, we can make it happen, to say the least. It's already locked in if people do what's right, And basically Davis is like, look, until the fight's done, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. And that's valid because there have been many occasions where Ryan Garcia has called out many fighters. And the fights have yet to happen. They never happened. Nothing was ever written down. Nothing was ever initiated. A lot of fights and a lot of situations weren't initiated. Ryan Garcia was Devin Haney's mandatory. He was literally his mandatory, man. And he did not want the smoke. Literally didn't. So I wouldn't be surprised if this fight didn't happen again. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't. And as for the other fighters, I would love to see Ryan Garcia fight those guys, but it's really about if Ryan Garcia would really be up for it as that person who's willing to take a risk. I think he should take a risk at this point of his career. It may be a very young age, but it depends on the pedigree of the fighter. If he gets knocked out and his career diminishes afterwards, that'll be unfortunate. He's been fighting for almost basically 6 years now, and his career since he first started is looking pretty good. It's looking great. I feel like I expect, I've already made a prediction for this fight. If it were to ever happen, I would want Ryan Garcia to win because I think he has the tools to really beat him as an opponent. I do think so. But if you're gonna, threaten to call out fighters, I hope you get something signed eventually. If Ryan Garcia isn't willing to go down to 140 and fight Diaz, then there shouldn't be any talking, because what's going to happen instead is Ryan Garcia would just end up fighting Joseph Diaz and bringing Joseph Diaz up to 140 pounds, because he ain't really going to have no one else to fight. That's of note, because if any fighter of note, he's probably not going to fight for his next fight. I doubt it. I heavily doubt it. And I expect him to beat Joseph Diaz in a pretty good fashion. Joseph Diaz compared to Javier Fortuna is a lot more, is less worn as a fighter. He's not as worn. He's just not as much of a worn down fighter as the fighters that he's been facing. Well, Javier Fortuna, for instance, Luke Campbell, I don't think he was that worn of a fighter. I just think that he just wasn't as good as his amateur pedigree depicts, despite the fact that he was still like a very skilled fighter. He had a decision loss to Jorge Linares. He had a loss to Ivan Mendy, and he had a loss to Vasily Lomachenko, and lost to Ryan Garcia. And it really showed. And I wanna see Ryan Garcia against more fighters who aren't worn down. Like, you know what a worn fighter looks like. He may have like a record with like hella wins, like 3 to 4 losses or 2 losses, and like a couple draws or 1 draw, and he just fights. His punch resistance is lacking. His footwork is lacking. He doesn't look as good a shape as he once did. He physically doesn't have the same movements. He doesn't have the same reflex. He just looks like a worn down fighter. And I think that's the case with Javier Fortuna. I think his fighting capabilities have been worn down a little bit. I don't think it was to a drastic extent. I just think he was a worn down fighter. A lot can happen in 2 to 3 years. You can just get worn down like a zap. Like, that's what happened to Derek Chisora. He went from a fighter who was competitive against Usyk, to dang near essentially gassing out super fast against like a Pulev in the span of like a year or 2. Age hit him overnight, basically. Even if you did win the Pulev fight, age did hit him overnight though. And if Ryan Garcia were to face a Joseph Diaz, he would be less worn, so I would expect more of a game fight in a Joseph Diaz who probably has better durability to take a punch. I expect him to even beat Ryan Garcia in even better fashion. Actually, I expect him to beat him in such a way to where it's not. All right, I would even say like one-sided. By a knockout. I think Ryan Garcia could knock Joseph Diaz off his boots. I think Ryan Garcia is a phenomenal puncher. If Ryan Garcia fought Jorge Linares instead of a Luke Campbell, he would have knocked out Jorge Linares. Bad. A horrible fight. So, let me know how you guys feel about this situation. Let me know if you guys think the fight will happen, or is he just not going to do it. Let me know anything else that's random. Make sure to like and hit the notification bell. It'll really help a lot. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.